take us back, man. What happened in Salvador Bahia? Just kind of give us a general rundown, like explain the video and then what happened with the response to the video you did.
African-American YouTuber Auston Hollerman, who now lives in Brazil for the last few months, uploaded this really scary video called "I've Received Death Threats from Brazilians."
Listen, the authorities had to get involved. Oh, let us go through the whole shebang. Let's go through everything.
My next guest, Auston Hollerman, said he had to end a trip in Brazil early after he was accused of being one of those guys who said Brazilian women are easy to get. We talked to him today.
Auston, what kind of damn trouble did you get yourself into with these Brazilian women?
All right, man, and we are back. Passport Bros Dash Podcast.
We back.
We are here in Thailand. I got my man Travelversity in the building.
What's up with y'all, man?
And of course, we got Auston Hollerman here.
Yes, sir.
Back in Thailand once again. Well, Auston, I'm gonna jump right into it, man. So a lot went down since you left Thailand.
Yeah, man. What's up, man?
What's going on?
I made it out alive. I had to get up out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a coincidence, though. I was already coming this way.
That's what I was telling people, though. I was like, he already been said he was coming back weeks ago, like weeks before this happened. It was a coincidence that it happened in the time frame that it happened because it made it look like, you just dashed off, which I mean.
Because you had that, I remember you hitting me. You said you had hired Book on the way back to Thailand. Mm-hmm. But so initially, why did you want to come back to Thailand before that stuff even went down?
I needed to just stick to my original plan and travel, because before I even left in October, I said I was going to travel everywhere. Right. And I started loving Salvador too much. I didn't plan to sign a lease or nothing like that, so I ended up being there 2.5, almost 3 months, and it was just time to go somewhere else. At first, I was going to Peru, and then I was going to go to the Philippines and then Thailand. But you need a yellow fever vaccine for the Philippines. I still ain't got it, so.
Oh, okay. I had to get one of those.
I was gonna go there, but I was like, I don't need nothing to go to Thailand, so I just came back over here.
Okay.
And then from here, we'll go to the Philippines.
Okay, and why did you choose Salvador Bahia instead of going? Most cats go to Rio. What made you choose Salvador?
Rio's not infested with tourists, but there's way more than Salvador, and there's more black people in Salvador. And that energy is different in Salvador, a lot different. They got live music like everywhere. Like it's a whole vibe all the time. I loved it.
Okay.
Plus my ideal type was out there, so couldn't get enough of that.
Okay.
Hey, man, I feel you.
That's why my content went the way it did. They was like, it's just focused on women. I was like, that's what it was.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I tell people like all the time, it's like where is a single person, where is a single man gonna travel or gonna go live where he's not thinking about women? Like if you move from Atlanta to LA and you a single man, you're gonna be looking for women. If you move from anywhere in the States and you're a single man, you're gonna be going to look for women. So the whole like women part is crazy because you 23 and you a single man, like anywhere you go, women is gonna be on the table.
It was cheaper too, a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Not cheaper than Rio?
Yeah,
Okay.
by like half the cost it seemed like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Especially by Copacabana and Ipanema and all
Yeah,
that stuff.
because I was gonna move there at first, but it was like $1,500 for what I had in Salvador for $560.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the apartments in Salvador look way better from like what I seen when I was in Rio. I used to look at Airbnbs and all that, and the apartments seem to look better on average than they do in that Copacabana, like Ipanema area of Rio de Janeiro. So I think that might have been the case because I seen the apartment you got. It looked pretty. It was cool compared. It looked better than the apartments I stayed in Rio. That's for sure.
Yeah, the ones in Rio are pretty outdated. Yeah. But all of Brazil.
How's the beach culture out there?
I like it better than Rio.
Okay.
Yeah. Porto do Baja was packed 7 days a week, all day. Sometimes until 10 o'clock at night. So yeah.
Okay. And what's the difference between the women in Rio versus the women in Salvador?
You can run into a lot of women in Salvador that said they never had a gringo.
Okay.
So you,
I never dated Ringo.
yeah. So you had an upper hand a lot of times just out of curiosity.
Right, it's one of those. It's like one of those off the beaten path places because you got the places that everybody go to, and then if you go to the other secondary cities outside of those popular tourist destinations, then you get, you know what I'm saying, people that haven't interacted with Americans as much. It's like if you leave here and go to, you know, Chiang Mai, they don't interact as much with Americans as, say, here, you know, or Bangkok. So.
Yeah, Sao Paulo and Rio are very. Sao Paulo is more Americanized than Rio, though. Yeah, Sao Paulo is nice, but
I've heard that.
it was just like, the people were a lot colder than Rio.
Yeah,
Sao
I've
Paulo
heard
is
that.
very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they got them big city vibes in Sao
Yeah.
Paulo, like in New York. That's like a major mega city.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's kind of like that in a lot of places where it's major cities. It's like people kind of got that, you know, coldness to them.
Take us back, man. What happened in Salvador Bahia? Just kind of give us a general rundown. Like, explain the video and then what happened with the response to the video you did.
So the reason I started doing that style of videos, number one, was because I was tired of just sitting around talking shit all day and like the red pill content. I was like, let me just get it from the horse's mouth. And people started liking those videos, so I think that was the second or the third time I did that video before I had to stop doing them. And we went to the beach, and I think we asked him, the question was so much, do you like the bad guy or the good guy? You know, kind of what we see in the States where it's the bad guy, you know. And the first chick on the video that went viral, she liked us. So both of them. So they followed us to the beach and wanted to interview longer. So we interviewed them for another 10, 15 minutes. And even she stayed with us even longer than that, let's say that. And surprisingly, she flipped when everything happened.
That's what I'm saying. Is that the same girl that flipped and said she didn't know what it was?
Yeah.
She didn't want to be a part of it?
Yeah, it went viral. She said she was disgusted or something by what I did. And I'm like, y'all got a Me Too culture out here, I see.
Right.
That's Me Too behavior.
Now, was it the video or the short? You did a short. Was that what triggered? The short was triggered, and it wasn't too much context in it.
Yeah.
And we know what easy means in America. Easy just means approachable.
Right.
Yeah.
But they took it. Well, let's be frank. The feminist woman, Stephanie Ribeiro, took it as you're saying that the women are easy to sleep with in Brazil.
Yeah, and see, that was actually a separate video. That video went viral in Brazil, well, in the United States and Brazil. And then they went to my channel and found that are Brazilian women easy? And what I guess for some reason what they read was Brazilian women are easy, not are Brazilian women easy. I put that as let's talk about this topic type of title.
A lot of people don't understand YouTube though. They don't understand how titles work and how you kind of have to be intriguing with your title to get people to click, which is what you were doing.
That's something somebody would Google, and that's, you know, YouTube works like that too. Type it up like how to fix a flat tire, you know.
Okay.
It's a search engine. So somebody might Google, are Brazilian women easier? Or are they easy? And I didn't even bring up, you know, sex until maybe 10 or 15 minutes into the video. Because I did that on purpose because I didn't want it to seem like it was about sex. The first thing I said was, yes, they are easy to deal with. And I said, explain by their conversation and how feminine they are. But they took that as, yeah, you can come down here and it's just easy, it's gonna be effortless, which I never said that. I've actually had several videos saying why it's not effortless, why some dudes came down there and lose because they didn't do any self-improvement, didn't know any, undesirable.
Yeah.
Salvador is an expert level city, or intermediate. It can be intermediate or expert, but Rio is more beginner level because it's Rio. Yeah, like I would say Pattaya is more beginner level than maybe somewhere like Chiang Mai. Yeah. When you go off the beaten path, like you said, the whole, I only know English, that changes. Yeah.
When you go into places where not a lot of Americans going, you definitely, it's definitely a different way of moving because they already aren't used to dealing with foreigners. So it's like, they not really, a lot of times it's not really, sometimes they may be impressed, but sometimes it's like a, you know, and a lot of times they won't speak English, you know, stuff like that. The culture is gonna be different than how people are interacting in these like touristy type of cities. So, but So my question is, before you started doing those interviews, because me and Aaron, we even seen, and I think you even put it on your channel. It was like some white guys that had like 600,000 subscribers, basically asking the same exact questions, the same exact style that you did it in. So did you see anybody else in Brazil doing that type of content before you did it?
Maybe not as direct, but I mean, those guys, I seen that video, those guys did it direct, but I seen people like No Reservations, which at the time it was Foreign Strategies, they did that, but it wasn't as direct as me.
Yeah. That's true though. That's true, they were doing that.
Yeah.
They were doing that.
But it was nowhere near as direct.
So, did somebody contact you and tell you that about the article that was written about you, or how did you first find out?
I wasn't responding for a while, but I was just reading through the tweets that feminist chick was putting up, and she was like, "I'm gonna get this put on TV tomorrow. I'm gonna get it put in what is the newspaper? The Global. I'm gonna get it put in Global." And the next morning around 8 o'clock, it was in there, which means she probably typed it up that night. That chick has no life, dude. Yeah, she claims she's married. I don't know, to a so-called man. I don't know who that guy is either, man.
That's crazy. So how was you feeling about that though? Like when you started receiving, like, cause it was piling on. Like it was piling on.
Are you active on Twitter? Was all this during Twitter?
Yeah.
It was on Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was going on everywhere. It was like it seemed like it was almost everywhere. They was on you. Like
it was multiplying by exponents.
Yeah.
Like it would be like 10, and that number turned to 50 tweets an hour.
Right.
Like 150. And I was like, damn. Like,
so what was running through your mind during that?
I put that up at like 3 in the morning, I think, and then I woke up and it had 30,000 views, which was like typical. Then I went to the gym and it was like at like, I think like 150,000. I was like, oh, that's doing pretty good. Yeah. Then it went to like 500,000. I was like, damn, I'm not thinking nothing. I'm like, I should have been posting on Twitter. I'm about to blow up off this shit. Right. And then it went to from 500,000 to 750,000 in an hour.
Also, all this was happening. All this was going crazy on Twitter. Like,
it went from 750 to like 820 in like 20 minutes. So I was like, damn. I was like, a lot of people are triggered by this. I started reading the comments. My phone rang like 2,000 times, but I'm just thinking, oh, there's just a bunch of mad people. Then I started seeing people saying, I hope you get shot. And I'm like, why are they so offended by that?
This was before you knew it was Brazilians?
No, I knew it was Brazilians because it was in Portuguese.
Okay.
And I was like, why are they so offended by that? That chick, they need to be on her ass. She answered the question. Right. Why are you making this? Why are you fitting the stereotype? I'm just a guy that noticed, and I'm just asking. You didn't have to.
Well, she getting pressure. She getting pressure like from other outlets. Like, why would you? Why would you saying that stuff? So she felt like she had to do that.
But it's strange because she doesn't even speak. Stephanie doesn't even. I thought she spoke English, but she doesn't speak English.
Her and her husband are idiots, dude. They literally said, and they went on that Tanya TKO show.
I seen that. I broke that down.
He said, because I said, these women down here understand men. And this fool says, how can they understand men? Y'all don't speak the same language. Bro, you know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about they understand English. I'm talking about they understand how men operate. Everybody but you understands that.
But that's when I was like, okay, they're trying to fit a narrative. And I actually reached out to her when she was pushing it, like, we need to get this guy out of Brazil. I was like, what do I need to do? I didn't know I made a mistake. I tried to come off cordial with her, and she's like, apologize.
Okay, so did y'all have any type of communication?
She responded to she would read my DMs and respond 30 minutes at a time. But yeah, so she was thinking about what she would say rather than genuinely replying. And she didn't. I said, hey, can I come on your platform? If you want me to apologize and explain what I meant, can I come on your platform and do it? And she denied that. So that's when I was like, okay, this isn't about her actually being offended. This is like, she has a reason why she's doing this, and she's just using me.
She's using you politically.
Yeah, as a political stunt, Yeah.
What's good, family? Make sure to check out the official Passport Bros merch store.